Hey, Justin Johnson here, and I'm excited today. I've got a massive unboxing, as you can see, that I want to share with you guys. So recently, here's a little backstory. Recently, I started playing these Lag HyVibe guitars and started offering them on my store. And they've been super popular. I've sold out twice already of the inventory I had, and we just got a huge restock of these different models. I want to open these babies up, show you the different models, and explain a little bit about what's cool about them. But really, when I have this many boxes to open and guitars to check out, I just want to share it, talk guitars, have some fun, and let's break into it. Got to start with the ceremonial unboxing knife, of course. Let's dig in. All right, so I've got 3 models now that I'm gonna be putting up on the store, and I'm gonna go into each one of the 3 and show you what it's all about. So I'm gonna start with this baby right here. This is the HV10DCE. So this is kind of like the process also that I go through whenever you buy one from my store. So one of the cool things about buying one of these from me is that I actually will open each guitar, test it out personally, set it up exactly how I would be setting it up if I was gonna be, playing it on stage, and just make sure everything is dialed in exactly right. Plus, if you get them from my store, you have the option, if you want me to autograph it, that I can autograph it on the back for you. All right, let's check it out. Again, this is the HV10DCE. And oh yeah, beautiful. So this is, man, I love that back and side wood right there. This has the spruce top right here, really nice spruce top. Has the bevel on the side right here. It's got the abalone inlay, abalone embellishments around the binding and around the rosette. So first of all, you can power it up right here. Basically, you power this up by pressing this round button in right there. Now the tuner's coming on. I'm gonna go ahead and use the tuner to tune it up. All right, so I got it tuned up, and as soon as you turn the tuner off here, you're gonna hear something when you start playing. It already has whatever effect you've selected here, it already has that playing acoustically through the instrument. So that's, for example, that's echo, and you can go over here to the effects area. And again, I've got echo right now, but you have all these different effects like chorus, reverb, boost, which is like a lead guitar, kind of increases the volume of the acoustic guitar, distortion, octave, tremolo, phaser. So again, what's so cool about this is, like, for example, when you're traveling or something like that, you don't need to bring an amp, you don't need to bring pedals, you don't need to bring effects in order to have access to all of this stuff. You just need to bring the one guitar in the case, and you have all of the ability to use all of this stuff right there wherever you're going. And it's also just really cool to be able to have it so easily just coming acoustically out of the guitar. All right, so I'm actually going to be sending this one off today. This one's already been ordered. There's plenty more of this model that I've got in stock right now. But what I want to do now is go through these other 2 models that I have available, kind of show you the difference between each model so that if you like one specific one, you know which one is right for you. Again, this one is the HV10DCE. So what really makes this model cool specifically on this one, it's kind of like their highest end model. It's got all of the cool, like really beautiful inlay work with the fretboard, with the binding, with the rosette. It's got this really beautiful spruce top, and the bevel right here that's carved into the side is so comfortable, and it's such a cool, it's like aesthetically it's cool, but it's so comfortable to play, and it really helps just make it feel like it's part of your body when you're holding the guitar. Also, the Dreadnought model specifically is probably the loudest acoustically in the room. You know, it's got the biggest body size, and that body size projects. It has a lot of body, it has a lot of bass, and it just really sounds nice and full when you're playing it in the room. So let me get on to some of these other models and show you some of the differences. Of course, all of these models have the HyVibe system in them, so you're gonna get the same effects, same, you know, capabilities with the smart guitar system. They just have different body styles and that kind of thing I'm gonna explain to you. So let me turn this off here. I'm gonna put it in the case and break in another one of these boxes. And again, I love the other thing I love about these cases is that they really protect the guitar in shipping. You know, when you're shipping a guitar, it's really important that the guitar is protected going from point A to point B. So the guitar is going to be in this case the whole time. And again, if you like come in closer, you can see, like I was saying about it being kind of like a hybrid between a hard case and a soft case, is that these walls here on the case are nice and rigid. So you don't have, you know, you've got a lot of protection of the guitar along this wall, but then the top and back are like really plush, padded. It's like a really plush padded soft case. So again, you get the benefits of both in that sense. It's very easy to carry around with you, throw on your back with the straps, and travel with. Look at that beautiful top right there. I love the ripples in the top. It kind of looks like waves in water. And this is the, you can already tell this is a different body style. This has a cutaway, and it's the Auditorium body style. So it's a little bit smaller body. The thickness of the guitar is a little bit thinner than the Dreadnought. So it plays and feels a little more like an electric hollow body guitar than it does like a larger acoustic guitar. With the 30 series compared to the 50 series, you can see a few things. What's nice about the 30 series, it still has the same top, like the solid wood top and everything, the spruce. It's got all the tone woods, you know, that add to the sustain and the volume and the dynamics and all of that. But there are slightly less aesthetic embellishments. Like you notice there's not the abalone inlay on the fretboard or around the binding. So some of those aesthetic differences are here, but it is a more affordable model. So you're getting all of the sound benefits with a little bit less of the, you know, just aesthetic embellishments. Also, there's no bevel on this one in the 30 series. It's still a very comfortable guitar though. Again, the Auditorium body style is designed to be a balance between like a big Dreadnought when it comes to sound and size, and maybe a smaller parlor guitar or travel guitar. This feels nice and compact. It's closer to your body. It's easier to play. It still has a ton of projection and a huge, like, nice balanced tone to it. So let me tune this guy up now. Again, you push down this knob right here to turn it on. And I'm gonna select the tuner and get this baby in tune. So I mentioned before that each one of these guitars that I'm selling from my store gets personally set up by me. And one of the things that I do, I'll kind of go over what I do whenever I get one of these guitars before I send it out to you. First of all, I just spot check it, of course, for anything that might have happened in shipping, which I haven't seen one like that yet. But of course, that's always something that I make sure these are going to be just right when they come out to you. Then when it comes to the HyVibe system, I go in, I go through some of the settings. I just make sure that everything is calibrated right. There are some gain settings that I like to personally set and kind of get into the details to where it's just fine-tuned exactly the way I would play it. Then I tune it up and I make sure that the truss rod is like the neck is exactly straight, the fretboard's exactly straight, the action is the way that I would like it. So I really spend some time with each of these guitars and just make sure they're really dimed and exactly how I would want them if I was going to take them on stage or something like that. And then again, if you want, on my store, you can have it autographed by me before I send it out, and that's another option too. Okay, I got this baby in tune now. And I guess one of the things that, I should remind you guys too is that, when you turn off the tuner, let's say you turn this HyVibe system on and you start to play it, you're gonna hear whatever effect is on already playing through the guitar. Like in this case, it's that echo. But, if I were to turn the HyVibe system off, just like that, it's like every other acoustic guitar now. It's still a great acoustic guitar, and you can play it just like you would anything else. And what's nice about that too is like, you don't want to, just because it has all these different features, it's like, you don't want it to just be a guitar that only does that. Like it still does everything a guitar does and it does it really well. The cool thing with this is that when you do want, let's say, echo or reverb or tremolo or the loop functionality, you can do all of that here and break into all those effects, And again, one of my favorite things, I think if I'm just playing around on this guitar and I don't have a specific effect in mind, I always turn the reverb on and just give it it gives it a little life and a little body when you're playing. And you can go through and explore all of those settings. There's also, of course, the built-in metronome. So if you're practicing, it plays the metronome for you right then. You can practice, let's say it scales. Just kind of like practicing different things like that. Practicing your rhythm guitar. Just like whatever you're doing, no matter how complex or simple, having this kind of stuff built into the guitar is going to motivate you to use it more often, I know when I was practicing, early on and using metronomes all the time and trying to get to learn how to play to a click and that kind of thing, one of the, it sounds weird or sounds simple, but it's like one of the biggest hurdles to doing that is like looking for the metronome and having a metronome with you when you're practicing and always carrying one with you. So it's nice to have that stuff built in. And then what's cool is you can take that from like playing with the metronome to playing with the looper. And the looper essentially like records exactly what you're playing. So it starts with the metronome. You can set the number of bars you want to record and you can play something and then the guitar is listening to you, it's recording what you're playing, and then it's going to play back your rhythm guitar part through the sound holes, through the acoustic properties of the guitar. So check this out. 2, 3. So now what I just played is playing through the guitar. I can set the volume level. So let's say I wanted it a little quieter. Now I can practice, let's say, lead guitar over that. Then you can stop it. You can multi-track, so you can play layer on top of layer. You're learning how to play to a click. You're learning how to record yourself. You can listen back to yourself, and you improve so quickly when you're doing that. You can practice your lead guitar. You practice different layers of rhythm guitar and songwriting. So it's really cool to be able to do that, and it's one of the coolest things about the HyVibe system. And again, talking about this specific model here, the Auditorium, if I'm doing that, let's say I'm playing that song, like. And I'm practicing my lead. What I like to do sometimes, especially if I'm learning a new scale or learning new boxes, riffs, is to practice those on different parts of the neck. So, but let's say I want to go up here. I've got this cutaway now. I can play lead guitar. So you have all of that nice access to the high frets and everything with the cutaway. You get the great sound and balance from the Auditorium body style. And you know, this guitar, again, it's not quite as loud or full-bodied as the Dreadnought model, but a lot of people like the Auditorium model because it's just nice and compact. It's got a little smaller size and it's a little more comfortable to play. And with the cutaway, it's almost like playing an electric guitar, like a hollow body electric guitar. With all of those features on it. And again, so this is the HV30ACE model. And again, HV is, stands for HyVibe, 30 is the 30 series, and A stands for Auditorium, C stands for Cutaway, and E stands for electric, because it's an acoustic electric. And you can plug these in and have all the same functionality. You can plug them into an amp to amplify them. I just think it's so cool that you can hear all of this acoustically though, you know? So let me put this to the side, and I'm going to pull out the last model here. And you can see when these are next to one another, they have the same, you know, nice high-quality spruce top, and they're just beautiful. I love the grain on these spruce tops. All right, let's pull out this last model right here. This is the HV10DCE. So if you're learning these model names, that's going to be HyVibe. HV is HyVibe. 10 is the 10 series. So this is actually the most affordable series. And then the DCE is that it's a dreadnought with a cutaway, and it's an electric as well. All right, again, so each of these come with the same exact guitar case, that kind of hybrid between the hard shell, soft shell case. They all come with the same HyVibe system and same HyVibe functionality. It's just the difference in the body styles and the difference in some of the aesthetic appointments that come with these different models that sort of designates them as different. Now, I love the look of this. You'll notice immediately it's got some different features to it than the other two. So first of all, it has a different top. This is a cedar top as opposed to the spruce top. So tone-wise, you get a lot of the same volume level, but cedar is known for being a little less bright and a little less like punchy. I kind of like that in a lot of ways though, because I like a mellow tone that still has a lot of clarity and articulation, and that's what cedar's so good about. This also has a satin finish as opposed to the glossy finish, which again, I think is nice. You know, I like the look of a satin finish in a different way. It just has a nice natural tone to it. It looks like the wood grain almost, but it is a nice open pore finish. In an open pore finish, if you look at this like the back and sides, you'll see the grain of the wood and you can feel the grain of the wood. It's not like a smooth glossy finish. You get the real natural feel of the wood right here on this, on the neck and on the back and sides of the guitar. Also, this is, again, the DCE, so it's a dreadnought body, but it does have a cutaway. So it's got the bigger body style from the dreadnought. It's got that big projection and that big body to the tone like the dreadnoughts always have. It's got a little bit thicker body, but it does have the cutaway. So you have that nice access to the higher frets like you did on the Auditorium. Let me tune this baby up. All right, I got this baby tuned up. And as you can see right here, this guitar right here actually needs a charge. One of the things that I do, again, every time I send one of these out is I give it a thorough run through. I make sure it's fully charged when it comes to you. I make sure all the settings are set exactly as I would be using it. And again, that includes the setup on the HyVibe system, making sure it's charged, making sure that the action intonation is set just right on everything so that you not only have a great guitar, but when you turn the system on, it is dimed to my specifications. This guitar, I just love the combination of the dreadnought body size with the cutaway. I think it gives you the volume and depth and tone. But again, it still has that feel like it's an electric guitar, you know? Let me set this echo here to a longer echo. So like on the echo here, one of the nice things is you can set like delay time for like a longer echo. So now like the echo spaces, each one of those comes a little longer. And what's fun sometimes is to sync that up and practice almost like it's a metronome. I just love that. I could do that all day. And again, you know, one of the things that's cool about syncing up to an echo like that as opposed to just playing to a metronome is that it gets you in this like groove and you're playing almost like you're playing with someone else playing rhythm guitar. But it forces you to lock into the tempo just like a metronome does, but it's a lot more musical. So you just get this different experience. But if your timing gets thrown off, you really feel it. You know, the whole echo sort of becomes unsynced. So that's a great way to practice. And again, really cool to have that built into the guitar to be able to just come up with those kinds of ways of having fun, playing guitar, getting creative, writing songs, practicing. That's what this guitar is all about. So let me just recap the 3 different models. Again, these are the 3 different models that I've got available at justinjohnsonstore.com. This is the HV10, that's the 10 series. The DCE, so the dreadnought body with the cutaway. This middle one right here is the HV30, that's the 30 series. It's kind of in between the 50 and the 10. So that's the HV30 ACE. It's the Auditorium body style with the cutaway. It's got the spruce top now instead of the cedar, the polished top. And then over here at the end is the HV50, the 50 series. That's the most high-end series. And that's the DE. So it's the dreadnought with no cutaway. And that's, of course, they're all electric. That's got the bevel on the side. It's got all of the abalone embellishments. And it's just kind of like, that's got everything on it. It's also the largest, biggest, fullest body sound out of that like full-size dreadnought with no cutaway. So you just have the loudest kind of guitar possible with that one. It's really beefy tone, really comfortable with that bevel. So each of these models I'd say is kind of like perfect for a different style player, or maybe a person who's at a different stage or wants something different out of the guitar. I'd say the 10 series here, the HV10, is great if you're kind of like looking for the best deal. You know what I mean? Like this is the most affordable model. And it's kind of like, you know, if you're also wanting to like go camping or backpacking, you don't want to have to baby the guitar or worry about like scratching it or something like that. This is a great one. This is the one I travel with a lot because it has all the same functionality. It's got killer tone. It's got the cutaway. It's nice and loud. So if you're playing with other musicians acoustically, it really holds its own volume-wise when you're playing with a group of people. And it's just a killer guitar, so it's great for those reasons. The 30 series here, the Auditorium body style, this again is the HV30 ACE. I think this is the person who would pick this, I think you would pick it because of the body style, because you want that smaller size body style and you want that cutaway. Some people who maybe have, you know, smaller frames, or they're just, you know, like want a comfortable experience when they're playing or practicing, or do a lot of like couch playing where they're sitting on their couch and they don't want like a big guitar. This is a great guitar for that. Also people who perform for long sets, a lot of times they favor Auditorium body styles for the comfort level too. You know, you're amplified through something, so you don't need the full volume in person every time. And so an auditorium style makes sense there when you want all of the features of the guitar, but you're not worried about like, am I going to be louder than the other players around me acoustically, that kind of thing. Also, the spruce top has that nice, bright, punchy sound, great response, really balanced guitar. And that kind of gives you so much of the functionality of like both guitars with the Cutaway and the higher end woods and kind of, you know, balanced tone of the higher end model without having to pay for like the aesthetic embellishments and things like that. So maybe you want to have that middle ground. You want all of the sound quality acoustically without that kind of like extra price tag, you know? And then, of course, this baby right here is like, this would be like the high-end studio model. Like if you really, you know, don't want any compromise on the sound whatsoever, it's loud, it's balanced, it is full-bodied, it has all of the embellishments on there that really set it off visually. And you can just tell it's like the premium model when you look at it and when you play it. It's just really nice. It feels great. It has the bigger dreadnought, which gives it a killer sound and killer volume. But that bevel on the side is what really, you'd be surprised at how much more comfortable it is to play with that bevel right there. Because when you're playing for hours or however long you're playing, that part of your forearm really digs into the guitar there, you know, like, and you feel that after a while. So this really helps just kind of make it seem like when you're playing it, it's almost like a smaller body style. It gives you that nice ergonomic feel when you're jamming for a long time. Also, if you get these from my store, I wanted to reiterate one more time, not only will I do the full setup on them, you have the option to get them autographed and all of that, but you also get 1 month free on my lesson platform, my guitar lesson platform, justinjohnsonguitar.com. So I'll send you a link for basically like a coupon code for 1 month free there. Whenever you guys get one of these from my store. All right, guys, well, I'm gonna get busy. These are gonna be on the website as soon as this video is out. So if you wanna check these out, again, go to justinjohnsonstore.com, pick one of these babies up, and thanks for watching, guys. You rock.